Texas's game against Kansas last night was disappointing, to say the least. Uh, the Longhorns started off playing well. They were up 14-3 towards the end of the first quarter. They had the ball, they were driving, and really had an opportunity to go up big in this game. And there was about an 8-minute period of time in the late first quarter, early second quarter, where their offense put the defense in some bad positions. The defense wasn't able to hold up. Kansas scored 14 points, 17-14, and that really set the tone for the rest of the game. Gave Kansas some momentum and allowed them to stay in the game. It wasn't a failure on simply the offense or simply the defense. It was both. But I want to go back through this play calling sequence and really the fourth down play calls, but I also want to talk about what got us to those fourth downs. The fourth down play calls, in my opinion, were not the right calls. I think Tom Herman would agree with me. He did mention that he felt as though they were in play calls that they, quote-unquote, could not execute. And they weren't necessarily bad plays, poorly designed plays. They just weren't the right plays for those points in the game. And we'll talk to that when we get there. So let's start out. Texas has a 1st and 10. They've been driving. They just got a 15-yard face mask penalty. Get the ball to the Texas 41-yard line, and they call a pass play. They're trying to take advantage of the Kansas defense while they've got them on their heels after that penalty. They're going to try and throw the ball deep. I don't really have a problem with this play call, but they can't execute it, and Sam Ehlinger is sacked. We'll run the play here. And really, he holds the ball just a little too long. Sam Cosmi can't win the one-on-one matchup, and down he goes. So now you've got 2nd and 18. You're behind the chains, and you need to get back into the chains. So what this play call is on 2nd and 18, I vehemently disagree with this play call. Texas is going to try and get all of it back at once. You could argue that it was a play that should have been made by Malcolm Epps. It's a tight throw for Sam. It's a really difficult play to make, but it's not impossible. However, I'd like to see a higher percentage pass play or a run play, something designed to get 5 or 6 yards here to make 3rd down more manageable, and we'll talk about that just in a second. So they throw the ball. They're going to run like a post route. Epps is bracketed, really tight throw. It does hit him in the hands. The Kansas defensive back was right on him and kind of got a hand in there and made that a difficult catch. Incomplete pass, and now it's 3rd and 18. So now we're going to watch the 3rd down play, which is really what I felt like they should have run on 2nd down. Texas is going to run just a little shallow route underneath, and they're going to pick up pretty decent yardage and make it 4th and short. Texas is going empty. Just going to come underneath. A little shallow route. He settles in, he finds space, and catches the ball for a big gain. So that was a good, well-designed play. Probably could have worked on 2nd down as well. Gets them to 4th and 2. Now, this is the play call I really want to talk about. It's 4th and 2, and you can see Ehlinger, and I'm just going to rewind this a little bit. The deception here is not good. You can see Sam. He's coming out to the right side of the screen as a receiver. Jake Smith is in the backfield. Once again, this isn't a bad design play, but it's 4th and 2. You got Sam Ehlinger, a big physical quarterback who's really good at running the ball. I'd like to see the ball either in his hands or just a simple inside zone to the running back, maybe a power to the running back, some sort of outside zone look with Sam keeping it and running power. But here they're going to go with this trick play. They're going to run outside zone, and really a play that takes a long time to develop. They can't execute it. And if they do execute it, realistically, nobody's talking about this play. But they don't execute it, and Smith is tackled for a 1-yard gain. 1st down, Kansas. And Kansas takes the ball, drives down, and is able to score. On a 1st down, no harm, no foul. It's 2nd and long. You can make up that yardage. But 4th and 2, you need to go with a high percentage play that you know you can execute, something that's really your bread and butter. Like I said, maybe an inside zone play, maybe faking the outside zone and running some sort of power, or just running straight up power with your running back, which I thought worked pretty well last night against the Kansas defense. So now Kansas scores. Texas gets the ball back. They're moving down the field again. Ingram has a long run that puts them in Kansas territory. It's 1st and 10, and Texas is going to get a false start here, put them behind the chains. It'll be 1st and 15. So now let's rewind this play just a little bit. So here it's 1st and 15. Texas is going to run a little out route, just a little 5-yard out route. I don't disagree with this play call. This is a pretty good play call. I wish we would have seen that on the previous drive. The shallow route works well. They're going to get into a trips look with a H back on the in the backfield, but in the position of a tight end with tight end splits, and they're just running a quick out. It's open. And they're going to get back the yardage that they lost, make it 2nd and 8. Not bad. This is manageable. So now I don't really like this play call. I'd like to see the ball on the ground here, running with the running back. Maybe get 4 or 5 yards, make 3rd down manageable. They decide to go with a little curl route here, and it's not a terrible play call. It's actually open, and the wide receiver drops the ball, but I just prefer a different play call in this situation. I think getting the ball on the ground, making it 3rd and manageable would be a much better option. So they motion out, empty the backfield. Throw this little hitch, incomplete pass, and now it's 3rd and 8. Once again, I would have liked to seen them run the ball there and get back on schedule, as coaches like to see with the chains. So now it's 3rd and 8. Texas is going to empty it out again. This time they're going to throw a little shallow to Jake Smith, and I'm going to show you what happens here. It's actually not a bad play call, and Jake Smith should have had the 1st down here. He runs the shallow. You see right here, he's open. He catches the ball. Right there, I'm just going to back it up a little bit for you. Right here. Look at that gap. If Jake Smith turns and runs, this angle that the defender in the middle of the field is taking is a bad angle, and he is not going to make that tackle. Instead of running to the sideline, Smith needs to turn up there. If he turns up, that is a 1st down. I'm not saying he's going to score a touchdown. There's a lot of Kansas defenders in the screen that can make a play, but if he turns upfield right there and runs hard, chances are he's getting a 1st down with his athletic ability. But he runs to the sideline, kind of bubbles back, and winds up just about 1 yard short. So now it's 4th down and 1. Texas lines up once again. Look, here in this play, Texas has numbers. There's only 5 guys in the box for Kansas. Texas is going to throw the ball. I don't know if it was supposed to be a little hitch route or some sort of pivot route. The receiver kind of falls down. But once again, when you throw the ball, a lot of bad things can happen. Make a simple handoff to the running back, let him use his vision, and make a play. But no, Texas throws this little pivot route, can't execute, incomplete pass. And they have numbers, and that's just not a good play. They don't have the numbers in that field. You see 3 Kansas defenders on 2 Texas receivers, and they give the ball back to Kansas. Kansas goes down and scores, takes the lead, and the game becomes a fight. I don't like either of those 4th down play calls. There are several play calls within those sequences that I vehemently disagreed with. I was very pleased with Texas's offensive play calling up to that point, but those 2 sequences in the late 1st quarter and early 2nd quarter really changed the game around and didn't put the players in really a good spot to succeed, despite the fact that there were some mistakes in execution as well. So I hope you enjoyed this segment, and I hope it cleared up some of my thoughts from last night's game. And I will be doing more of these moving forward, hopefully to give you guys some better insight on the state of the Texas football program. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a great